Hello students, today we are going to learn a new topic and that is an overview of a cell. In early standards, you may have observed onion peel cells under the microscope and also you may have observed human cheek cell under the microscope. Okay, let us recollect their structures today. The onion cell, which is a typical plant cell. So generally when student want to study a typical plant cell, at that time onion cells is selected because onions is very handy. Okay, and has a distinct cell wall as its outer boundary. Here you can see one diagram which is an original diagram which you can observe under the microscope. Okay, so here you can see a wall like structure is there, that is a darkly stained with the methylene blue. Okay, a safranin may also be used. Okay, so this is the boundary surrounding the cell is considered as a cell wall. Okay, and just within it a cell membrane. So inside that it may be a cell membrane, but here you cannot see it clearly. Okay, because it requires some extra staining procedures. That's why in this slide you cannot observe that. Whenever you observe human cheek cell under the microscope, you will observe this diagram. Okay, in the microscope. So clear cut in the center you will observe a nucleus. Okay, surrounding that you cannot see the cell wall like as the onion cell, but here you will see a cell membrane surrounding the cells. Okay, in the center you can see the nucleus. Okay, then surrounding the nucleus there is a cytoplasm. Okay, the cells of the human chicks have an outer membrane. Means if you observe a plant cell, the outer membrane will be cell wall, but in the case of a human chick cell you will observe as a outer membrane, it will be outer membrane as a cell membrane. Okay, cell membrane as the delimiting structure of the cell. So this is the main difference between plant cell and the human chick cell. Means plant cell and animal cell. If you observe plant cell, then outer boundary will be cell wall. But in this case, whenever you observe any animal cell at that time, you will observe as outer boundary, it will be cell membrane. So now let me summarize the parts of a cell or a component of a cell. So mainly any cell, whether it is a plant cell or animal cell, it will be composed of three main parts. So three main components, and that is cell membrane, that is the outer boundary of a cell, then cytoplasm, okay, and then nucleus, that is the center of any cell. Okay, then cytoplasm will have cell organelles and cell enclosures. Okay, in cell organelles you can say or observe endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, lysosomes, centrosomes and plastids. Okay, these all organelles we will learn in detail in this chapter. Okay, one by one we will learn in detail. Then cell inclusions include granules and vacuoles. So these all parts we will learn in detail in this chapter in next lectures. Then nucleus will have a nuclear membrane surrounding the nucleus, then nucleoplasm, nucleolus and chromatin fibers. So we will learn all these structures, all these cell organelles in detail in this chapter. Before we start learning in detail, let me summarize all regions of the cell. Inside each cell, so whenever you observe any cell, whether it is a plant cell or an animal cell, dense membrane bound structure will be observed inside the center of the cell, and that will be a nucleus. So here you can see in the center you will observe one nucleus. Okay, and these nucleus contain chromosomes, that is made up of DNA, which is in turn contain a genetic material and it is called DNA. So this is a very important portion of any cell, and that's why it is called nucleus, the center of the cell. Okay, and cells that are membrane bound nuclei are called eukaryotic cell. So on the basis of nuclear membrane surrounding the nucleus, cell can be divided into two groups. Eukaryotic cell, which will have a nuclear membrane surrounding the nucleus, and some cell do not have any nuclear membrane or any membrane surrounding the nucleus, that is called prokaryotic cell. So on the basis of presence of a nuclear membrane or absence of a nuclear membrane, you can divide cells further into two groups: eukaryotic, Whichever the cell having a nuclear membrane surrounding the nucleus are called eukaryotic cell, and the cell which do not have any nuclear membrane surrounding the nucleus is called prokaryotic cell. So by this way, cell can be divided into two groups, eukaryotic and prokaryotic. So let me define what is a prokaryotic cell. So whereas the cells lack a membrane surrounding the nucleus or membrane bound nucleus is called prokaryotic cells. So here you can see this is a prokaryotic cell, a unique, or we can say a typical bacterial cell this is. Okay, so here you can see a center is not bound with the membrane. Okay, that is a naked, we can say, nucleus, and that's why this type of nucleus, if present in the organism, such organisms are included into prokaryotic cells. So we will learn in detail which type of eukaryotic structure is there, which type of prokaryotic cell structure is there in detail in this chapter. If you compare both the type of cells like eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell, then you can go through this. So now let me compare between eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. Okay, so we will get the idea which type of structures are only present in eukaryotic cell and which type of structures are only present in the prokaryotic cell, and what are the differences between eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell. So in both prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic cells, a semi-fluid matrix called cytoplasm occupy the volume of the cell. This is the common structure. Okay, cytoplasm is the common in between prokaryotic cell as well as in the eukaryotic cell. The cytoplasm is the main arena of a cellular activity, that is the main platform for the cellular activity in both the plant and animal cells. So this is the common. Means cytoplasm is common in between eukaryotic as well as prokaryotic cell, also in between animal cell and the plant cell. Okay, various chemical reactions occur inside that, and to keep the cell in the living state. Okay, so to be living means to be living condition, cell will require some metabolic reaction, some biochemical reaction which will carried out inside the cytoplasm. Beside nucleus, the eukaryotic cells have other membrane-bound distinct structures. Along with the nucleus, they will have some other organelles also, like endoplasmic reticulum, that is also called ER, the Golgi apparatus, then lysosome, mitochondria, microtubules, vacuoles. These all structures are found in the eukaryotic cells only. Okay, the prokaryotic cell lacks such membrane-bound organelles. Means in prokaryotic cell you cannot observe these all structures. That is, a membrane-bound structures are absent in a prokaryotic cell. This is the main difference between eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. Another important structure is ribosomes, and that is a non-membrane bound organelle found in all cells, whether it is eukaryotic cells or prokaryotic cells. Within the cell, ribosomes are found not only in the cytoplasm. Okay, not only in cytoplasm, but it also found in other organelles inside the cell, and that two organelles are chloroplast in case of plants and mitochondria, and also it is also found on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so animal cells contain another non-membrane bound organelle, and that is called centriole, which is absent in the plant cell. Okay, which help in the cell division. During cell division in chapter 10, we will discuss how centriole is very important during cell division process. So this centriole is only found in the animal cell, not in the plant. So after all this discussion, let me now summarize how prokaryotic cells will be differentiated from the eukaryotic cell. So let me compare in between, and let me discuss about differences in between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. So first of all, organism which will included in eukaryotes and prokaryotes, let me discuss. Organism which are included in the prokaryotic groups is Monera, that will include eubacteria and archaebacteria. We will learn in detail in chapter number 1 what are the eubacteria and what are the archaebacteria. Okay, in chapter number 1. Eukaryotes will include protist, fungus, plant and animal. These all group of animal we will learn in detail in chapter number 2, 3, 4. So all the chapter from 1 to 4 we will discuss all these group of animal. Okay, so here you have to be clear which are included in the prokaryotes. So eubacteria and archaebacteria, which are the Monera group of organism, will be included in the prokaryotic cell, whether protist, fungus, plants and animals all are included in the eukaryotic group. Now next is the level of organization. So here you will see all prokaryotic cells are made up of only single cell. Okay, means they are unicellular organism. Here in this case, eukaryotic case, you can see they are also have a single cell organism. Also they are multicellular organism along with the tissue structure and the organ structure. So here you can observe that higher level of organization will be found. Second, a typical cell size in case of a prokaryotic cell, you will see a small cell size. It is up to 1 to 10 micron size. Okay, whereas in this case, in case of eukaryote, you will see a large size cell, and that is from 10 to 100 microns. Okay, cell wall in case of a prokaryote, it is always made up of murine or a peptidoglycan, whereas in this case, in case of a fungus and plant, you will see in case of a fungus specifically, it will be made up of chitin. Okay, so be very clear here. Okay, cellulose and chitin both are present in the cell wall, but specifically when you talk about fungus, the cell wall of a fungus is made up of chitin and the plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. Okay, and animal cell do not have any cell wall. So organelles, usually none, means prokaryotic do not have any organelles, cell organelles, whereas in this case many different one with specialized function like mitochondria, chloroplast and centrioles and all that are present in case of eukaryotes. Metabolism, here you can see in presence of oxygen, in absence of oxygen, both type of metabolism is found, and that's why they are diverse in case of metabolism. So anaerobic as well as aerobic, both type of metabolism here you will observe. Whereas in this case, these organism, means if you are talking about eukaryotic cell, that all eukaryotic cell are mostly aerobic, means they can only metabolize in presence of oxygen. Genetic material, so let me talk about genetic material. So in the case of a prokaryotic cell, a single circular double stranded DNA is found, whereas in this case you will see a complex structure you will observe, and that is called chromosome. Here in this case chromosome is not found. Okay, here you cannot say that chromosomes are present, but here in this case, means in case of a eukaryote, you will say or observe a complex structure of DNA, and that is called chromosomes. Okay, and mode of a division or a reproduction we can say. So here a prokaryotic cell will divide by using binary fission mostly asexual reproduction, and second is a budding process. Okay, whereas in this case in eukaryotic cell mostly cell division occur by mitosis process or a meiosis in some time in reproductive cells using the spindle followed by the cytokinesis. This is the main differences in between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cells. So now let me discuss between animal cells and plant cell. Animal cell and plant cell both are included in the eukaryotic group. Okay, so eukaryotic cells or eukaryotic organism can be divided into three groups actually. Okay, so here we are discussing about plant cell and animal cells only. Protists we will learn in detail in chapter number 1 and 2. Okay, but here we are just talking about plant cell and the animal cell. So the eukaryotic cell can be divided into three groups, but here we are discussing about two groups, plant cell and animal cell. So first of all, plant cell. So plant cell has an outer rigid cell wall, okay, which is made up of, mostly it is made up of cellulose. Okay, but here in this case cell wall is totally absent. Okay, instead of a cell wall, outer membrane is made up of plasma membrane. Okay, and it is outermost covering. This is the main difference. The first point is indicating main difference in between plant cell and animal cell. Second point, plant cell has a distinct definite shape because of the presence of a cell wall. Okay, so the shape in cell is permanent. Whereas in this case, due to absence of a cell wall, the shape of an animal cell is not definite. Okay, and it can be changed its shape. Okay, the cell shape is not confirmed shape. Now third point, plant cell contain plastids. Most important of these is the green chloroplast. You can say that the plant are we can say that the plant can do their photosynthetic reaction, and you know very well photosynthesis is possible only due to chlorophyll content, and that is present in the chloroplast. So chloroplast are only found in the plant cell. So here in this case, in case of animal, chloroplasts are not present, or we can say plastids are absent, and that's why we cannot do any photosynthesis. Okay, and fourth point is vacuoles are fewer and the larger. Here in this case, number of vacuoles are very less and the size of the vacuole is very large. Okay, but here in this case what happened? Vacuoles are either absent, mostly it is absent, but if it is present, it will be very small in size and number is very large. Okay, large number and the small size, but here fewer number and larger size. This is two differences. Then fifth difference is the centrosome is present only in the cells of some lower plants. Okay, not in all the plants centrosome is found. Okay, but here in this case, centrosome is found in each and every cell of the sixth animal. Point, that is a dictyosome. Specifically, a Golgi complex which is observed in the plant cell is called dictyosome. Okay, and it is dispersed throughout the cytoplasm in comprise of stack of single membrane laminar discs, and we will discuss these all in detail in next lectures. So Golgi complex is organized in the cytoplasm. Here in case of animal cell, it is organized in the cytoplasm. It appears as a shallow saucer shaped body or a neck. We can say bowl-like forms. The different shapes are found. It consists of interconnecting tubule in distal region. We will learn in detail in next lectures. So lysosomes, seventh point is a lysosome, are only found only in the eukaryotic plant cells. Okay, and found in all cells. So lysosomes, suppose if plant cell is eukaryotic, then only lysosome is found. If it is prokaryotic one, then lysosome is not present. Then found in all cell means if we are talking about animal cell, each and every cell will have a lysosome. Okay, then 8th point, plant cell is larger than the animal cell. Size of the cell will be larger than the animal cell, whereas in this case, small size will there. 9th point, mostly starch is a storage material. So storage of a food will occur in form of a starch. Whereas in this case, in case of animal, storage of food will occur in form of a glycogen. Last point of this discussion, during cytoplasmic division, a cell plate is formed in the center of the cell. So these points we will learn in chapter number 10 in detail. Okay, how the center of the cell will form a cell plate and how cytokinesis will occur. This all detail we will learn in chapter number 10. During cytoplasmic division, here what happened? Furrow will be formed. Okay, in between the cell, two cells, and furrow will be appear from the periphery to the center of the cell, which we will learn in detail in chapter number 10, because chapter number 10 is we will discuss in chapter number 10 how cell division occur. So this 10th point is a part of a cell division. Okay, that indicate the how cell is dividing. So we will discuss this point during the chapter number 10. So now let me summarize all the discussion by using this diagram. So clear cut. First observable character you will observe that the main difference is the cell wall. Okay, here you can see definite shape is there, here indefinite shape is there. This is the animal cell, this is the plant cell. So here you can see definite shape because of the presence of cell wall. Here you can see cell wall is totally absent. Second difference you can observe, which we can observe easily, is the presence of a chloroplast. Okay, in plant cell there will be a chloroplast presence, whereas in this case chloroplast is totally absent. Okay, so let me discuss in one by one. Here in plant animal cell you can see the cilium, cell membrane, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, nuclear pores. Okay, then nucleolus, then nucleoplasm, nuclear envelope, rough endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria. These all you will found in the plant cell also. Okay, then cytoplasm, then secretory vesicles, Golgi apparatus. Here in this case, Golgi apparatus is also called dictyosome. Okay, then peroxisome, then centrosome. Centrosome you cannot observe here in case of a plant cell. So this is only found in the animal cell, centrosome. Okay, then centriole. Okay, then lysosome. Okay, these ribosomes are common in these two. Okay, so this is very clear idea, means after observing these two diagrams you will get the all clearance of how these two cells are different from each other. Okay, let me discuss here also. A cell wall is uniquely different. Okay, then cell membrane, Golgi apparatus, chloroplast, then vacuole membranes, then rapid crystal. Here you can see rapid crystal or large size. See here, a vacuole size is very large, almost is cover whole cell. Okay, whereas in this scale, vacuole is totally absent sometime. Okay, and sometime if it is present, here it is present sometime, so it is very small size. Okay, it will be very small size. Here this greenish color is a vacuole, so it is very small size. It is not indicated, but here it is. Okay, so vacuole is very small if it is present in the animal cell, but here you can see almost all plant cell is covered with the vacuole. So this is the unique difference between plant cell and animal cell. Even graphite crystals and all that is present in the plant cell only. Drews crystal, okay, it is not present in the animal cell. Mitochondria is common, cytoplasm is also common. Then amyloplast, this is a starch grain which is stored inside the cytoplasm. It will not present in the animal cell. Large central vacuole, rough endoplasmic reticulum is common in between these two. Nucleus is also common. Nucleolus is common. Then smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is also common in between these two. Then Golgi vesicle, it is called dictyosome now. Okay. Then ribosome, that is also common. So by this discussion, you can get the idea how animal cell and plant cell can be differentiated from each other. After discussing too much about cell, one important thing is remaining, and that is size and shape of a cell. Okay, cells are different from size also and shape also. Means different cells are having a different size and different shape. So let me discuss that. Cell differed greatly in size, shape and activity. Okay, so let me discuss firstly a size of a different cell. So mycoplasma is the smallest cells. Okay, what are the smallest cell? Smallest cells are a mycoplasma, and it is only having a 0.3 picometer in length. Okay, very small size. Then PPLO, that is a pleuropneumonia-like organism. You have to remember this full form of the PPLO. Okay, it may be asked in boards exam as well as in the NEET exam. So be very clear about what is the full form of a PPLO. That is a pleuropneumonia-like organism. Okay, it is an example of a mycoplasma having the size above the 0.1 picometer. So this is the sizes of the cell. Then bacteria will have a size up to 3 to 5 picometer. Then largest isolated single cell, mean largest cell which is isolated is a egg cell, means egg of an ostrich. This is the largest cell. Then human red blood cell. Okay, human red blood cell is having a 7.0 picometer in diameter. And for human red blood cell, it is very important to note here, human red blood cell is the cell in which nucleus is totally absent. Okay, nucleus is not present in the human red blood cell. We note this. Okay, so human red blood cell having 7.0 picometer in diameter. Then nerve cell, our brain cells, okay, that is called nerve cell, is the longest cell of our body. After discussing sizes of cell, let me discuss about shape of cells. The shape of the cell may vary from the function they perform. Means the shape of the cell is depend on the function they will perform. They may be disc-like. Okay, here you can see this RBCs are red blood cells are disc-like shape. Then polygonal cells. Okay, they may be polygonal cells. Then columnar cells, here you can see columnar epithelial cells. Then cuboidal cells. Okay, some cells, here it is not indicated, but some cells are cuboidal cells. Thread-like cells, here you can see thread-like cells. Then irregular, this is a nerve cell, and this is a irregular cells. So many types of shape are present in our body. So this is the homework for your today's lecture, and that is you have to write differences between plant cell and animal cell. Okay, and second, you have to write eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell, differences in between them. And till today, whatever you have learned in this chapter, let me summarize all the topics in form of one animation video. So look at this video.
Millions of animal and plant species of varying sizes and shapes inhabit the earth, and they all have one thing in common. They are all made up of cells, the fundamental unit of life in living organisms. Scientists didn't know about the existence of cells until the invention of the microscope. Anton van Leeuwenhoek, an amateur Dutch scientist, is credited as the first person to see and describe living cells. Later, Robert Brown expanded on Leeuwenhoek's studies and pointed to the presence of a cell nucleus. In 1838, German botanist Matthias Schleiden examined numerous plant species and concluded that plants have different types of cells which form plant tissues. A year later, Theodore Schwann, a British zoologist, examined different animal cells and discovered that the cells have a thin outer layer, which we now know as the cell or plasma membrane. He also studied plant cells and concluded that in addition to a cell membrane, plant cells also have a cell wall, a characteristic unique to plants. Schleiden and Schwann together formulated the cell theory, which stated that both plants and animals are made up of cells and their products such as proteins and lipids. However, the cell theory did not explain the formation of new cells, which was clarified by Rudolf Virchow in 1855. He coined the Latin phrase omnis cellula e cellula, which meant that new cells arise from pre-existing cells, and accordingly modified the cell theory, which now states that all living organisms are composed of cells and products of cells, and these cells arise from pre-existing cells. Cell research received a further boost with the invention of the electron microscope, as it enabled scientists to observe the structure of the cell. They observed that the structure of a cell varies in plants and animals. A plant cell, for instance, is surrounded by a distinct cell wall on the outside and a plasma membrane on the inside. Whereas an animal cell lacks a cell wall and has a plasma membrane instead that forms the outer cell boundary. Both animal and plant cells have a dense and spherical structure called the nucleus, which contains thread-like structures called chromosomes. Each chromosome is made of deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA, which stores the genetic information of the organism. If the nucleus is membrane-bound, then the cell is called an eukaryotic cell. They are found in members of kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. On the other hand, cells without a membrane-bound nucleus are called prokaryotic cells, and members of kingdom Monera possess such cells. Both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells are filled with cytoplasm, a semi-fluid matrix present inner to the cell membrane. However, in an eukaryotic cell, the cytoplasm does not include the nucleoplasm, the nucleus matrix filled with the contents of the nucleus. Cytoplasm is a hub of activities and chemical reactions, such as protein synthesis, that help the cell remain alive. Suspended inside the cytoplasm are distinct structures called organelles. In eukaryotic cells, we find membrane-bound organelles such as the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi complex, lysosomes, mitochondria, microbodies, and vacuoles, as well as non-membrane-bound organelles such as ribosomes. Interestingly, Ribosomes are also found in chloroplasts of plant cells as well as the mitochondria and rough endoplasmic reticulum of both plants and animals. Moreover, animal cells possess another non-membrane bound organelle called the centriole, which aids in cell division. The cytoplasm of prokaryotic cells, on the other hand, lacks membrane-bound organelles but contains ribosomes and fragments of extrachromosomal DNA called plasmids. Cells usually differ in size and shape. For instance, mycoplasma measure only 0.3 microns in length, whereas human red blood cells are about 7 microns in diameter and nerve cells measure around 4 to 100 microns. Amazingly, the ostrich egg is the largest isolated single cell, and it measures 17 to 19 centimeters in length and 14 to 15 centimeters in width. Moreover, the shapes of cells range from disc-like to thread-like and from polygonal to columnar and cuboid. Today, though we have gained a lot of information about cells, scientists are still engaged in unlocking the secrets of the cell and its organelles.
In next lecture, we will discuss about prokaryotic cell. In prokaryotic cell, we will discuss cell envelope and its modification, and then we will learn about ribosomes and inclusion bodies. So, till that, goodbye.